This is my re-review on Justice League because the phone was full. And anyway, so the movie opens up with Superman being interviewed by a kid, and cut Superman's next thing you know, Superman's in Gotham City. Cut to Gotham City. Batman's taking out bad guy and using him as bait for the bug alien works for Darkseid, and he nets up the bug alien and it explodes and leaves behind markings of 3 boxes, and it matches up with the with Luthor's papers. So Alfred and Batman don't like the look of it, so they decide it's time to get the league together. And title Justice League comes up. And everyone's still grieving over Superman, the death of Superman, and especially Lois and Batman, especially and her mother can no longer live in her house because the bills are too high. So the news has been negative since Superman left. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman kicks ass and throws a bomb in the air and saves the hostages from getting shot to death, and does her signature power move on the bad guy, and Batman tries to get Aquaman to on board this team, and he says screw that shit, but he changed his mind because of Steppenwolf came to Atlantis, stole the mother box, and he failed to stop him. And the first mother box that Steppenwolf stole was from the Amazons, and the Amazons proved once again how incredibly useless they are by their incompetence to protect the mother box from Steppenwolf for stealing it. I mean, it was surprisingly, no surprise, it was completely easy for Steppenwolf to steal the mother box by the incompetence of the Amazon and his bug army, who work for Darkseid, who all just works for Darkseid. And he keeps on referring to some girl as mother. And this professor comes home and saw James apologize for his son death, only to find that his son's now cyborg, being he's cyborg. How it's a bunch of alien technology, and you name it, everything that is cool. And we don't see the accident, we just hear about it. Says that her and his mother was in a car crash, but his mother died. He wasn't willing to lose his son, and his son doesn't have to stay in here. He can go outside, but he chooses to be all brooding and stuff. And he has technology in his brain that Cyborg doesn't understand. And his father says, if you work with me in the lab, we could understand it. And he says no, so he can do this to someone else. And thinks of his father as a monster for saving him. And Steppenwolf says that all the Amazons will love him when he conquers. He seems to get dictatorship mixed with love, mixed up. And so, anyway, his father gets kidnapped, Cyborg's father gets kidnapped by one of the bug things. And all four of them team up and meet with Commissioner Gordon and with the bat signal. Yeah, next to the bat signal. And so they talk about their Steppenwolf is next. Gotham Harbor, which was shut down in 1920 or 40s or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's where the Gotham Harbor, and see Steppenwolf has hostages and is going to kill them with his bugs, and Flash is nervous to do battle. So Batman says, get one in, get one out, then you'll know what to do. What he does is gets all the hostages out. Then he joins the fight and uses its speed to gives one swords back by tapping on it. Then he trips and falls, while everyone else is kicking ass. Then Aquaman comes, save the day from them drowning, because Steppenwolf teleported. Isaiah says that this is a distraction from him. So for him, distraction for him, and so Aquaman comes save the day by the metal pipes kind of break, and water floods open, and just saying Aquaman can talk to fish and can bend water. He saves them. Cyborg ditches all of them just so he can get the mother box that was guarded by men. And there's in the nightmare scene that Batman had was in a nightmare. I don't know how it was going. I can't remember how I worked this into my review last time. But anyway, it has Batman's loyalty man and has Batman unloyalty men getting killed, and the Bug Things are attacking Batman. Batman's kidnapped and foreshadows the Green Lantern by the Green Lantern logo in the dirt, and Superman assumedly working for Darkseid. I think it's upcoming future, in a future that's yet to come. Where Darkseid brainwashed Superman. And the Flash says that he goes back in, runs back in time during Flash into the Speed Force, and runs back to the past, and he went back too early and says that Lois is the key to his Superman's humanity. And he realized that he was too late. So anyway, Gal Gadot and Bruce listens to a story that Diana is telling about an Age of Heroes, and how all the heroes from man and the gods came together, laid down their lives, and from other worlds to stop Steppenwolf and his exile. They say it drove him mad, but we don't see it. And Cyborg's listening, and this is early on in the movie, so Cyborg listens in, talks to Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot says his information, his little help is not enough for him, so he needs more than that. And that says how she shut herself from everyone, shut herself down from everyone because she lost someone that she loved once, and she's still working on opening back up. Something that we need to help each other out, and something like that. So yeah. Batman asks what made Aquaman change his mind, and he tells him Steppenwolf did. Cyborg ditched them. Oh wait, I don't remember I told you that. That he ditched. Them together. Them together my boss, right? I told you that. Okay. So anyway, Batman just gets an idea And while Batman was busy being an asshole to Wonder Woman, Cyborg was doing the calculations and doing the math and calculations and stuff, and says that there's a high chance that bring him back will actually work. So they do it, and Flash doesn't really feels like they're doing something incredibly wrong by taking up Superman's corpse. Cyborg doesn't see anything wrong with it because he believes Diana has the stories of Steppenwolf. And Flash tries to do this fist bump thing, right, buddy, right? Okay, we're not there yet. And Flash explains this whole Speed Force and saying how it works for him, explains that to Batman after he recruited him. Each hero has their chance to show up their badass before they learn to work together as a team. Each has a badass moment. Well, before they work together as a team, I said that already, okay. So they bring Superman back to life. Cyborg fires at Superman. Now entirely Cyborg fall, which Aquaman blames because he fired at Superman. You know, Aquaman has spiked the drone, and Superman was considered a friend to Cyborg's armor. And so they all get a fight with Superman. Superman pretty much beats them all. And Flash says, Pet Cemetery. Because like Algorithm does, something's wrong. He doesn't know who he is. The Pet Cemetery. Because Flash, before they did this, we want to bring him back, and yay, he's back now, like in a Pet Cemetery scenario. So they try restraining Superman, but that doesn't work. So Superman sees Batman and he says, "You did." It grabs him by the neck and face and says, "You did this. You won't let me live. You won't let me die. And Batman says, the world needs you. And he says, but it doesn't need you. He says, Batman, and then he says, Batman, tell me, do you bleed? And Lois, the big guns come out. Which is Lois Lane's, Batman's sacred plan. It was Lois Lane. And they go off together, and Batman says something's definitely bleeding. And Batman changes a different changes into a different costume, and they all go off to defeat Steppenwolf and this plane, and Superman has a romantic relationship with Lois Lane and finds out that she brought Mom, and Lois was hoping it would take him longer to recover because now she has to send him away, and he says that she says how Bruce sounded very intense when he said the end of the world. He sounded very intense, and Superman I guess I do owe him one, and Lois asked for exclusive of him coming back from the dead and going and die, and exclusives of him dying for her, and he said yes, ma'am. And Aquaman makes a speech about how says they're all going to die, and he's okay with it, but he says they're all in a ending, and says, I'm young, I don't want to die, the shit I want to, and he says the fire is tripping over its feet and ours, and also it's saying, and he says to Batman, you don't have any superpowers, no offense. And it says the Cyborg, it says about Cyborg, this guy might be working for the enemy, we don't know. And says this how gorgeous Wonder Woman is and how strong she is. And says that Amazon was before my time, and he says, I guess I'm just nervous because of being part of something bigger. And Batman points out they'll try point out that he's sitting on the lasso of truth, and he threatens to kill Barry if he ever tells anyone about this, and he didn't hear anything after they're all going to die. So Batman says what he's going to do. He's going to take out the shield and wait for my signal and stick to the plan. And he does, and he gets all of the bugs coming after him, and Batman says they're all coming. And then Alfred says, perhaps we did not think this through. And then the rest of the team show up and help Batman out and kill the bugs, And Batman says, "This is the plan," and that's when when Alfred says, "No, Bruce, this is a team." And they all like working like a team. It's so awesome. And Ivan says, your great master plan was to die. You really are out of your mind. And Batman says, I'm not the one that brought a pitchfork. And one of the bugs carry Aquaman off in the sky, and he flies him off in the sky, and he falls and gets grabbed by Cyborg, and then Cyborg throws him into the bugs, and he rides the bugs in the air as a surfboard after he kills them down a building. And Wonder Woman goes after Steppenwolf, and then all the team meet her. Then the rest of the team meet her, and Batman still has this like little gun that's like shooting at the bugs, and tells Barry, "I need you to take a run. There's the civilians," and they're all getting asked by Steppenwolf, and it says you're all too blinded to see the truth. Several says, and then Superman says, "Well, I believe in truth, but I'm also a fan of justice." And then he punches Steppenwolf, and then the dodges Steppenwolf's attack, and then punches him again. And goes to and he hears civilians, and before that after Batman tells him the plan about we need to separate these 3 boxes, and Superman says, "Well, I know you didn't brought me back for the dead because you like me." And Batman says, "I don't not," and so Superman takes off and has a civilian race with Barry, and they both kind of Superman lifts a building and flies off, and Barry takes the ones that in the truck and are kind of stranded. So Superman comes back and punches Steppenwolf, and Cyborg says how he needs Superman's help and to separate these 3 boxes. And yes, if there's any explosion, any chance of exploding up, yes, but I think we can take it. Good, because I really like being alive, so they separate the box, and all supposed to happen is the balls really hurt, and as soon as I take it back, I don't want to die. And Cyborg can't understand the physics of how his toes hurt. And Wonder Woman says, "Children, I work with children." And they all take down Steppenwolf, and Superman uses Cold Breath to freeze Steppenwolf's axe, and Wonder Woman with a sword shatters the axe, and all the bugs come after Steppenwolf, sensing his fear. Because that's why the bugs attack. They can sense people's fear. They can sense fear. Batman figured that out. Although we never saw how he figured that out. So they all stand together, and Flash and Cyborg did the fist pump, and now they're bros. And Bruce bought the bank so her mother can live in that house again. So because he's rich, and and so it ends with like a happy ending. Our heroes going their separate ways and coming up with plans to improve to make improvements on our mansion, which is the Hall of, which will be the Hall of Justice, with them actually talking about the big round tables and stuff, which the Justice League are really known for having 7 members on their team. And in the first comics, I guess I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, the Justice League had 7 members on their team in the first comics, and you know, the DC seems to want to go more to the classic comics, while Marvel wants to go more to the classic and Ultimates comics.